No words for the disasters that happen on Mountain Cerro Torre during mountain climbing. Welcome to the realm of mountaineering where giants stand tall and bravery knows no bounds. Prepare to be captivated by the enigmatic allure of Cerro, a mountain that has become both a beacon of beauty and a formidable adversary. Join us as we navigate the treacherous terrain and unveil the stories that echo through its perilous slopes. Amidst the tales of triumph and tragedy, one name shines bright: Corrado Pesce, a renowned alpinist and mountain guide. In a breathtaking feat of courage and skill, he embarks on a daring expedition alongside his trusted comrade, Aguilo. Together they forge a new path up the majestic North Face of Satori, a mountain standing sentinel on the Chile-Argentina border. Join us as we unravel the gripping tale of their awe-inspiring achievement, where every step carries the weight of uncertainty and the glory of victory. Brace yourself for a riveting adventure where the line between triumph and peril blurs and the human spirit dares to defy the impossible. Let the legends of Cerro beckon you to its untamed heights, where dreams are forged and destinies are tested. Satori is a towering behemoth reaching a height of 3,128 meters. Many consider it one of the toughest mountains in the world due to its tricky climbing routes and unpredictable weather conditions. Despite these challenges, Pesce and Aguilo persevered. The distinctive shape of Satori, with its steep granite peak and striking ice mushroom formation at the top, has always been an alluring challenge for experienced climbers and adventurers. Pesce and Aguilo set out on their epic journey to conquer the mountain with hearts full of determination. Tragically, their descent took a devastating turn. The pair were caught in an avalanche of rock, ice, and snow, which proved to be fatal. It was a heartbreaking loss as Pesce, also known as Cora, was only 41 years old at the time of his passing. Nevertheless, his incredible achievement in establishing a new route up Satori will forever be remembered as one of his last great accomplishments. This alpinist and mountain guide was born in Novara, Italy in 1981 and is known as one of the most skilled climbers of his generation. As a child, he had a passion for mountains and later worked in the mountain huts of Margherita and Torino. At 19 years old, he moved to Chamonix and passed the exams of the French guide school to become an alpine guide. He gained recognition for his expertise in climbing ice and mixed routes. He quickly became well known in the field by conquering some of the most challenging routes in the Mont Blanc Massif, the Indian Himalayas, and even Patagonia on the other side of the Alps. He returned to Patagonia many times over the years, drawn to its stunning mountains, breathtaking landscapes, and renowned routes. He even considered Patagonia to be his second home. Cora met his close friend and experienced mountaineer from Argentina, Aguilo, on January 21, 2022 in a small mountain village in Argentina. This village was a starting point for the trails that led to the peaks of Satori, which Cora considered special. The duo had attempted to climb the north wall of Satori in the past, but they hadn't succeeded yet. Nonetheless, their determination and passion to climb a new route on the mountain had only grown stronger over time. On January 24th, they found suitable weather conditions and started another attempt to climb Satori via a new route on the North Face, which had fascinated them for years. After an 8-hour climb, they reached the Norwegos camp, where they rested for a day to allow the sun to clear the snowy mountain. On January 26 at around 1:15 a.m., they began climbing the 3 ropes to reach the North Face. By noon, they arrived at a rocky point with a large granite slab that provided protection. They left some of their equipment at the camp to lighten their load, and then proceeded diagonally towards the North Face until they reached the starting point of the new route on the same face. After fixing the first pitch of 50 meters, they returned to the camp and decided to continue their climb the next day. On January 27th, they woke up at midnight and began climbing around 1 a.m. on the already fixed ropes. They planned to reach the summit in a single push without stopping, and then descend the same route during the night. Tommy led the way on the first set of 7 pitches. Having already climbed the mountain twice, he was familiar with the routes. As a result, they made swift progress and reached the Burke-Proctor Traverse in just 6 hours. From there, Cora took the lead since he had a better mastery over ice and mixed terrain, making him better suited to lead the next section. By 11 a.m., Cora and Tomas had reached the highest point they had ever reached in their previous attempts. Meanwhile, an Italian team of 3 climbers, Matteo Della Bordea, David Bocci, and Matteo De Zalacomo, set off simultaneously as Cora and Tomas were making their way up a new route on the east face of Satori. Although they took different paths up the mountain, the 2 groups caught glimpses of each other making progress on the challenging trails. About 300 meters below the summit, the two groups crossed each other's paths on the north side and decided to conquer the last part of the mountain together. Since Cora was the freshest and strongest, he took the lead, followed by Tommy and the Italian team. Around 5 p.m., Tomas and Cora reached the summit of Satori after completing a difficult yet magnificent route. Half an hour later, the Italian team joined them at the summit. After congratulating each other on their incredible achievement, the two groups separated. Cora and Tommy decided to descend north at night, taking advantage of the cold weather when the risk of falling rocks and ice was minimal. On the other hand, considering the exhaustion caused by the challenging multi-day journey, the Italian team chose to descend during the day. The Italian mountaineers planned to spend the night on the summit and descend the next morning via the southeast ridge, also known as the compressor route. However, Cora and Tommy urged them to descend with them that night, while the Italians attempted to convince them to wait until the following morning. In the end, both parties decided to stick to their original plans. Cora and Tommy descended down the north face in the darkness and arrived at their campsite by 2 a.m. on January 28th. After taking a break, they were awoken by a loud thundering sound, realizing that a massive avalanche was approaching. The situation unfolded so quickly that they could not communicate with each other. They lay on their right sides and tried to protect themselves from the impact. Tommy attempted to use the haul bag as a shield, but it was futile. They were hit by multiple times, their lifelines severed, and they tumbled several meters. Fortunately, they stopped just short of a vertical wall. Tommy could not move his back or arms, and Cora could not move his legs. Tomas turned on his flashlight, and they discovered that their lifelines had been severed, and they were standing on an ice shelf without cramps. The large granite slab they had used to hang all their gear at their campsite was now missing, leaving them without any climbing equipment. Cora remained in the same spot for the next few hours while Tomas sat 2 meters above him in intense pain, fearing for their lives. Tomas secured his friend with a rope to prevent him from falling. Eventually, after hours of pain in the darkness, daybreak in Patagonia gave them hope when Tommy miraculously found their in-reach device in the snow. A communication device was used for sending messages via satellite. 3 messages were sent to different contacts requesting help, and the SOS signal was activated. However, the vertical terrain hindered the satellite signals from reaching the device, and it was challenging to establish communication. Cora informed Tomas that there was no chance of survival if he did not descend to a lower level where the signals could be caught due to his severe injuries. Eventually, Tomas said his final goodbye to Cora around 6:30 a.m., assuring him he would be rescued. Tommy slowly descended using a 50-meter-long rope and reached the Nevada Triangular, but due to his physical injuries, extreme exhaustion, and lack of gear, he couldn't continue his descent and had to wait for help. Meanwhile, an American climber and his team learned of the accident on Satori and spotted the SOS signal from a headlamp high on the mountain. They investigated and found Tommy descending slowly to the triangular snowfield. The Italian team, who had just ascended to the glacier at the base of Satori along the southeast ridge, met them. Despite being exhausted, Bordelis agreed to lead the rescue team up the glacier, including Thomas Huber, Roger, and Roberto Treyu. They climbed for nearly 3 hours to reach Tommy and then began to descend. Thomas Huber and Roberto accompanied Tommy, who was airlifted by an Argentine Army helicopter. He survived, but was in a state of total shock. Thank you for following along. We appreciate you for being with us today. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell to stay updated on our channel.